Wednesday will decide the second finalist going to the Champions League final when we see Real Madrid hosting Bayern Munich on Wednesday, May 8th at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Let's look into the Real Madrid and Bayern Munich predictions for the Champions League. First, let's look back to Leg 1 last week, which saw Madrid take the lead through a Vinny goal 24 minutes into the game. Goals by Leroy Sané and a PK from Harry Kane in the 53rd and 57 minutes gave Bayern Munich the lead. They looked to possibly be taking that lead into this game. But Vinny scored again, getting his brace in the 83rd minute through a penalty of his own to see the game end tied 2-2. Possession was nearly split, with Bayern having a slight edge at 52%. Bayern also had the lead in shots, 14-10, and shots on target, 5-4. Let's look at the Bayern and Real Madrid odds, the head-to-head form, and make some Champions League predictions. And if you like this video and the stats, give the video a like and subscribe to the channel to get more soccer picks. Real Madrid comes into this game favored. That's not surprising, being at home here in Spain. -110 odds to win in regulation. The draw, 3-1. Bayern Munich +260. Real Madrid to advance by any means, -250. Bayern to advance +175. Over 2.5, -175. The under +137. Both teams to score, yes, -188. Both teams to score, no, +137 in the Champions League odds over at Bet365. Head-to-head, historically, we just always usually see goals when these teams match up. Obviously, last week was 2-2, and then if we go back to the 2018 Champions League between them, scores were 2-1, 2-2, and then also 2-1 and 2-1 in the 2017 Champions League games as well, with one of those games ending 4-2 in extra time. And even in a more recent 2019 friendly, it was 3-1. For Real Madrid coming into this game, they will have an advantage having having one extra day of rest, having played at home on Friday to Cadiz and winning 3-0, which gave them the La Liga title, wrapping up that league for them. They're long undefeated. They have 0 losses in 20 games right now and just 1 loss in 42. They've also only failed to score in one of those 42 games, so you can basically always count on them getting on the score sheet. They're still undefeated in this year's Champions League at 8-3-0. Bets on both teams to score have gone 8-3 as well. And in their last 25 Champions League games, they've only lost twice, and they've scored in 24 of those 25. For Bayern Munich, they had a rather meaningless game basically this weekend, playing away to Stuttgart, and they lost 3-1 for the first time to Stuttgart in forever. Now, they are still second in the Bundesliga, but they are now just 2 points above third place Stuttgart. They're 8-3-3 in their last 14 games across all competitions. They've scored in all but one of those 14, and they've scored multiple goals in 13 of their last 15, so they too are obviously always getting on the score sheet. They have only 1 loss in this year's Champions League at 7-3-1. They've kept a clean sheet in 4 of the last 7 games as well. Only 2 Champions League losses have they suffered across their last 22 games. So we have 2 juggernauts here that are always successful in this competition and rarely lose. And they neither lost last week either, obviously, with that 2-2 draw. Let's look into some predictions here. Now, if we want to look at any player props, you always can look at Harry Kane. He leads the Bundesliga in the Golden Boot race with 36 goals. He scored 8 goals in the Champions League as well. He scored in 7 of 10 games in all competitions of late for a total of 8 goals in that time. Plus, he scored in 4 straight games, and in those games, he has a total of 5 goals. When it comes to shots on target, Kane does have at least 1 shot on target in 11 of the last 15 games, but if you do look at his last 2 games, he's only had 1 shot on target in both of those games, and both of those were PKs, so he's not getting tons of shots, but if you're going to bet a PK, he's going to take it, so he'll at least get a shot that way. Player news for Real Madrid, Aurelien Tchouameni missed the Cadiz game with a foot injury. Also for Real Madrid, Dani Carvajal is back from suspension over to Bayern Munich. Matthias de Ligt could return, while Dayot Upamecano is also back. Eric Dyer left Saturday's game with a head injury, and Rafael Guerreiro also left the Stuttgart game injured as well. So those are some players to look into before making some bets. Both teams to score. Looks like it should be a guarantee here. Neither of these teams are rarely held off the score sheet. Now you can get -175 if you shop around for both teams to score. That's still not going to get you too much. I can't see Real Madrid losing here at home. They rarely lose, and I just don't see that happening. But this could be tight. Even if they don't win in regulation, I do see them moving on in some way, shape, or form. Real Madrid double chance is at -400. So what about we wrap those 2 bets together, the both teams to score and Real Madrid double chance. So as long as both teams score and Real Madrid does not lose in regulation, that would come in. That would come in at -110 odds. If we look at Bayern's road record, They only have 2 road wins in their last 9, and those are not versus very good teams. The likes of Darmstadt and Union Berlin over in the Bundesliga, and the last 7 of those road games for Bayern Munich have seen both teams to score and over 2.5 hit. And none of those games have seen fewer than 4 goals. So like I said, I think we see goals here, but Real Madrid not losing. Let's go -110, both teams to score. Real Madrid double chance for the Champions League predictions. How do you see this game going? Drop those picks down there in the comments, and best of luck this week.